Hello, hello. Hi, Dalijan Chela is already in the mood of the NEET mock test. Welcome all the NEET 2022 warriors. And if you are a 12th or a dropper student, do let me know whether you are right now in 12th or dropper and how is it going with you guys? How are you preparing and what's your regular mock test course? Do let me know in the chat box so that everybody knows where they stand, and also even I get to know how you guys are performing. So welcome to the NEET mock test, and we'll be doing some amazing questions, and we are going to see some really cool and amazing ways of solving these questions with me, Shreyas, your physics master teacher. And I have been training kids for a very long time. Many of my students are top-notch rankers, and I am here on YouTube just so that you get access to my learnings, my teachings, my questions, my methods of preparing for the exam and also enjoying and learning physics like never before. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and if you're already hit the subscribe, you know what to do, go hit the like button. My marks are around 300. Okay, hi Games Master, Fever of IIT, hello Pugzaru, Pugal, yes, okay, pronounce, nice, you put it up in the brackets. In fact, you should make it as a part of your name itself. Shreya, if you're at 300, trust me, you need the help of many lectures. Make sure you watch a lot of classes apart from attending the mock tests. Keep attending mock tests, but watch lectures, watch the things which you do not know, watch the things which you are very afraid of. Also make your concept strong, so make sure you read the theory. You have time, bacha, okay? Don't get disheartened, you still have time. And many of you were also commenting on my other videos. You guys were spamming, you guys were infiltrating in the JEE and the other videos and were like, sir, what about NEET? Advanced got postponed, mains got postponed, what about NEET? Well, I don't know, no news yet, but what do you guys think? Should NEET be postponed or shouldn't it be postponed? I don't know, you tell me. Janvi, you can easily get more than 500. Now, actually, I'm thinking of making some video and conducting a session to counsel all the students who are preparing for NEET 2022 in the days to come. Hold on, I will definitely help you out. Prepare for the NEET 2022 strategy-wise. What should your attempt be like? How should you prepare? What should your plan look like? How much time should you study physics? What you should study in physics? Everything I'll help you. My job is to make sure that you will definitely score above 150. Our target is more than 150, guys. Okay, stay with me because I'm going to be there till the end with all of you. Even after your NEET exam, I'm going to be there to discuss the paper, counsel you, give you all the important updates regarding colleges. Don't worry, guys. All right, so class 11th and 12th both are important, Savriya, Babu. Okay, you cannot ignore. 11th lays your foundation. Weightage wise also more or less, 11th has little less weightage in physics wise, but foundations are laid there, so you cannot ignore. Okay, Games Master, why I leave Enthuse? Who said I'm leaving Enthuse? I have, oh, like that. Yes, see, actually I left my Enthuse, but now we have merged the channels and we call it V Enlite. So I have not technically left Vedantu. The channel is the same. It's just that now it's called V Enlite. Okay, that's all. Okay. Vanakkam, Suganeshwar. Hello, Nikhil. Good evening. Let's see if we can start solving the questions right away. Length of a simple pendulum is about 100 centimeters. Accuracy of 1 millimeter. This is a good level question. First question only bouncer. Okay, Yorker type question. Oscillations is the time period oscillation is 2 seconds, and you are measuring it by counting 100 oscillations, which has a degree of uncertainty of 0.1 seconds. Now, what is the accuracy determined for the value of G? Okay, is time period, length and gravity related? Think of it that way. Then let's try to use the knowledge of errors and measurement to solve the question. So let's start with the formulas that we know. So the formula for time period that I know is 2 pi root of L by G. So let me square both sides because I want G. So squaring both sides, I'll get T square is equal to 4 pi square into L by G. Take G over there, bring T square over here. So G will be equal to 4 pi square into L by t square. Now we want to find the percentage error in the value of g, and by your knowledge of errors and measurement, you know if you have some quantity dependent on other quantities, the relative error in that quantity does not depend on the constants, which is 4 pi square, but it depends on the relative errors of all the other quantities, like here relative error in length, relative error in time, and all of that, and whatever is the power of each quantity, like L raised to 1, so 1 into, and here times power is 2, so 2 into, so that should be multiplied with each relative error. Very good, very good. Yes, many of you have also posted the answer formulas. Hello Hari Krishnan, hello Buddy's Kitchen, hello Kirtana, welcome. Enlight that lightens are very true, bacha. Now the challenge is to find delta L by L and delta T by T. Let's find this out one by one. Okay, observe this carefully, don't get disheartened, don't lose confidence, let's solve this properly. The length of the pendulum is 100 centimeters, accuracy of 1 millimeter. So hence the value of delta L by L will be, delta L is 1 millimeter divided by 100 centimeter. Alright, now 1 millimeter is 1/10 of a centimeter. So it is actually 1/10 of a centimeter, and this is also 100 centimeter. So technically speaking, this is 10 to the power minus 3, dimensionless because units will get cancelled. Next, the error in the time for one oscillation. Let's try to figure this out. Delta T by T. I think the time period is 2 seconds. It's clearly mentioned. Time period of oscillation is 2 seconds. So denominator becomes 2. And you are measuring the time for 100 oscillations using a clock of 0.1 second resolution. Least count is 0.1 second for 100 oscillations. This number over here is for one oscillation. So the error for one oscillation will not be 0.1 second. It will be 0.1 divided by how many oscillations? 100. So that's what you will get. This is again for one oscillation. See if this makes sense to all of you. Great. Now this just becomes half into 10 to the power minus 3. Everybody fine till here? Did you understand what just happened? So the error was 0.1 second, but for 100 oscillation. So for one oscillation, how much is the error? 0.1 divided by 100. What's the time period? It is clearly mentioned as 2. So just substitute that. Now it's just a matter of solving this expression. So delta L by L from here is 10 to the power minus 3 plus 2 into this whole thing, half into 10 to the power minus 3. 2 goes. So this will become 2 into 10 to the power minus 3. That's the value of delta G by G. But percentage delta G by G will be this into 100. So 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 100, which is nothing but 0.2 percentage. 0.2 percentage is not option B, it is option A. Oops, many of you got it wrong, guys. Be little bit careful. Yes, the option is A. Okay, a lot of you made a mistake. So concepts involved. Number one, concept of simple harmonic motion. So rearranging, you get the formula of G. Second concept involved, errors. Whenever quantity is dependent on multiple quantities, what do? Relative errors. Whatever is the power becomes the coefficient. Even if it is downstairs, always put the positive power. Keep this in mind. Even if T is below, actually the power of T is minus 2 when you shift it up, still you put 2, keep this in mind. Alright? Okay. Why 2 into delta T by T? Because that's the way the formula has been derived. Whenever something is dependent on multiple things, the power comes outside when you derive it using derivative concept. If you know derivatives, x raised to n, its derivative is nx raised to n minus 1. So when you differentiate and you derive this proof, you will see the power comes outside. So the proof comes via derivatives. I hope that is fine. Okay, moving on to the next question. A car which is moving at 50 kilometers per hour, applies brakes and stops within 6 meters. Now if the same car is moving at 100, what distance do you think it will cover before it stops? Okay, let's try to solve this question now. First of all, our car was going with certain speed, let's say u, and it stops, so final velocity is 0, so the displacement that it undergoes is s, so it obviously has some retardation, right? So if you use a general or write down a general equation, because I don't want to start by substituting values, maybe let's just try to see how is velocity and displacement related. So using final velocity square is initial velocity square plus 2 into acceleration into displacement, the third kinematic equation. Final velocity 0, initial velocity u square, minus, because retarding, so 2 into acceleration, which is a, into s, shift it, 2as is equal to u square, s is equal to u square by 2a. Now pay attention to this expression, you will get your answer orally. Observe, here the speed before was 50, now it has become 100, so u has become how many times? Earlier speed was 50, now it has become 100. How many times did the speed become? Obviously it has become 2 times. Displacement will become how many times? For that, look at this expression, u square is there on the RHS. If u becomes 2 times, u square will become 4 times. That means the RHS will become 4 times. That means the LHS will become 4 times. That means displacement, which is there on the LHS, will become 4 times. So 4 times of 6. 4 into 6 is how much, guys? 24, right? Isn't it 24? Is that option there? Option C. Done, done. So actually this is the mental thought. This is what you should think in your mind. I have written it down for beginners or students who want to start from the basics. But otherwise, once you get this, you should think mentally. Acha, speed become double. Oh, square times. That means it will become 4 times. So displacement will be 4 times of, 6 meters. That's the answer. Perfecto. Very good dream, Shreya. Excellente. Hello, Afzal. Very good, Darshini. Excellente. Moving on to the next question on your screen now. What do we have here? There is a cyclist going around in a circular path of circumference this much in root 22 seconds. The angle made by him with the vertical will be. Okay, let's try to visualize this. So there is a cyclist who is probably going in a circular path like that. Okay, he's going to make some angle theta. Now this problem of cyclist bending on a road so as to prevent his toppling is very similar to a banked road concept. Banked road concept, where the bike or the car travels with optimum velocity. And there is a beautiful formula for optimum velocity. How many of you remember it? Optimum velocity when there is no friction and all that. So the road is perfectly banked so that the vehicle can make its turn, can negotiate its turn beautifully. So the same concept is there for this bicycle. The bicycle has to bend because the road is not curved. If the road had been curved, the bicycle never had to bend. Since the road is flat, the bicycle has to compensate by turning. Yeah, so the answer for that is basically tan theta is v square by radius times of g. Tan theta is v square by rg, or v is rg tan theta's root. That's the formula. Very good. Some of you know that formula. Very good. Proud of you. Those of you did not know, now you know it. Now what is given, what is not given? Let's try to figure that bit out. I know the time, I know the circumference, but I need the speed and I need to know the radius. Can I do something about it? Maybe yes. Velocity or the speed will be the circumference divided by, velocity is distance by time. So here you will have your time. So I can say it is nothing but 2 pi r, or I can just put circumference as c. Let me just see what will happen over here. I'll just put it as c divided by time. And I know circumference is 2 pi r. Therefore, r will be equal to c divided by 2 pi. So substitute r over here, substitute v over here, and let's see what do we get. So instead of v square, I will get c square by t square. and over here I will get c square by 4 pi square. Okay, and here I will get basically, just check, oh sorry, not square, my bad, it's not square, it's just radius. Yeah, so radius is just c divided by 2 pi, and here you will have just g. One of the c just got cancelled. Can you see? One c got cancelled, so c comes as it is, 2 pi goes on the top, t square comes below, and g is as it is. Okay, now let's try solving this by substituting, because everything is in the known terms. That's the reason why we converted it into the known terms. Okay, should I read NCERT for NEET? No, Safa, not needed so much. You should read it apart from HC Verma, but only NCERT will not fetch you marks in NEET. That's the common mistake which many teachers tell you, that read NCERT and solve the back exercises, you will score very well, at least average marks in NEET in physics. No, you will not. Trust me on that. I have seen that. It doesn't work that way. You have to solve problems. Okay, circumference, put it over here, 34.3 into 2 into pi, which is again 22 by 7. So I can just put it as 22 by 7. That's why probably that root 22 has been mentioned. So 22 by 7. And over here t square, so that means 22, and over here g is also there, which is roughly 10. This 22 cancels, and you can see that right over here. Okay, guys, 7 5s are 35. 7 5s are 35 roughly. So this will be approximately, if you look at 34.3 by 7, approximately 5. 5 2s are 10. 10 by 10, 1. So approximately this is 1. So tan theta, if it is 1, obviously theta is 45 degrees. So that is the answer. I hope that makes sense to all of you. So we have to make an approximation over here. See, it is not exact. You don't have to sit and calculate. Many students make that mistake. Sir, I have to calculate. No, learn the art of manipulation. Learn the art of calculation without having to actually calculate, by approximating, by using some logic or some trick. So the trick, I hope you have seen it. Everybody loved this trick? Okay, cool. Shall we go ahead? Very good. Very good. No problem, Janvi. It's good to make mistakes. All right. So let's move on to the next question coming up on your screen now. Can you get the PDF with the annotations? Yes, definitely, Hari Krishna. After the session is over, you will get the entire PDF, bacha. Yep. All right. Yes, NEET will ask you questions which has more than one concept. If you have seen my last year's discussions which I have done, you will see that, there were many questions, which has more than one concept. Sometimes even more than one chapter also. Okay. Let's see if you guys can solve this. Meanwhile, Jeremiah saying, when can we say that we completed a chapter fully and thoroughly? Jeremiah, I feel for a NEET student, you should be able to say that you have solved or you know a chapter fully when you are able to solve, let's say you pick 10 questions from your problem book, you are able to solve at least 6 to 8 questions on your own. Maybe you made some silly mistake, but 6 to 8 questions you are able to solve on your own without looking at solutions. And if you pick 10 PYQs, you are able to solve 5 to 7 questions on your own. Okay, you can make maybe silly mistakes here and there, but 5 to 7 questions you should be able to solve. Then you can say that yes, you know that chapter decent enough. The rest part which you are not able to solve, you will improve it in the due course, when you do multiple revisions. I hope I have answered your doubt, Jeremiah. 25 by 45 is not the good percentage. I give you the percentage, my warriors. So for a non-PYQ problem, it's up to, you can say 60 to 80% you should be able to solve. For a PYQ, I will say 50 to 70% you should be able to solve. Hello Sonalika, welcome back. So what about this question? A ball is dropped from height of 20 meters. Coefficient of friction, restitution is given. How much height will it rebound to? Which concept is it based on? Coefficient of restitution, projectile motion, 1D motion, all of that. Let's see if we can solve this now. First of all, when you drop a ball from a certain height, by the time it strikes the ground, V1, this is height, which is also given to be 20 meters. This velocity by projectile formulas, vertical projectile, root 2 gh. Velocity is root 2 gh. Now, when it strikes the ground over here, it will rebound back. And when it rebounds back, it rebounds with slightly lesser speed, V2. And we all know coefficient of restitution is speed of separation, which is V2. The surface is at rest. So relative speed of separation is just V2 upon relative speed of approach, which is in this case V1. So V2 is basically E times of V1. Everybody with me? Okay. Now what will this V2 be used for? For climbing up, it will reach certain height, let's say H2. So what will H2 be? Think about it. H2 will be height reached by a particle thrown up is speed square by 2g. That's the standard formula. You should know it. Speed square. So in this case, speed is v2 square by 2g. But v2 is ev1. v2 is ev1. So it will be e square v1 square by 2g. And we also see from here, v1 is root 2gh. So substituting it here, squaring it, you will just have 2gh. 2g cancels. So you will have e square into h. Last thing remaining is substitution. Restitution is 0.9. So 0.9 square. Height is 20 meters. That's it, guys. So 0.9 square, that's nothing but 0.81. So put it 0.81 into 2, which is nothing but 8.1 into 20. That 0 comes over here. 8.1 into 2, which is 16.2. 16.2 meters. Yes, it is option B. Yes, Janvi. Hello, Ankit. Hello, Lovida. All right. I hope you guys got it now. Shouldn't I want to solve NCERT exemplar problem? Exemplar is different. But remember one thing, exemplar sometimes has some very calculative, lengthy based questions for boards. But in NEET, you do not get lengthy calculative questions which are, descriptive type. So exemplar is good for concepts, no doubt, but it is not exactly NEET pattern. Exemplar is good for concepts only. Yep, I hope this is clear. Okay, Jaya, don't cry, bacha. It's JEE and NEET. We both had to study like one team. Okay, don't discriminate and don't differentiate. All right, so let's move on to the next question. Wow, this is a conceptual theory based question. Identify the correct statement for the rotational motion of a rigid body. 2021 paper was not lengthy. It was just, conceptual. There were a lot of good questions in it. It was not because it was calculative. Calculations wise, it was fine only, maybe few questions. It had some really nice questions as well. Okay, so identify the correct statement for a rotating body. Is the individual particle of a body does not undergo accelerated motion? Obviously, every particle of a rotating body, if you have a body which is rotating, each particle is like in circles. So when it goes in circles, obviously it is accelerated. It does not undergo, that is wrong. It undergoes. Center of the mass of the body remains unchanged. Yes, if the center of mass is over here, the center of mass stays there no matter how that body goes here or there. Center of mass with respect to that body stays there. It never changes just because, oh, you are rotating, now I'll change. No, it remains unchanged. Yes, this is correct. The center of mass of the body moves uniformly in a circular path. No, not necessary. What if the body is hinged exactly at the center of mass? In that case, the center of mass will stay at rest. And why should it move uniformly? Maybe the body is accelerating, so it might not necessarily move in uniform circular path, so that is wrong. Individual particles and center of mass undergo accelerated motion. Individual particles, yes, they undergo accelerated motion. Okay, now, and the center of mass. This is not necessary. Center of mass may not be accelerated because if the body is hinged over here, center of mass may be at rest. And if the center of mass is at rest, how can it be accelerated? Hence, it is option B. So when a body rotates, it need not be uniform. It can be non-uniform also. So guys, it's just said rotational motion. It does not say uniformly rotated or non-uniformly rotated. Keep that in mind. Is that clear? Making sense, all of you? Okay, I hope this is fine. Alrighty, let's move to the next question. My warriors, my NEET warriors, remember physics I know is the toughest, and I know you guys always are like, sir, somehow do something for physics. Somehow let us just, get through this, because we love bio or we love chem. Usually you guys like bio, and I know physics is generally the toughest part. But trust me, you stay with me. You just have to deal with it for just next 4 or 5 months. After that you can say bye, you can never look back at me, it's fine. But I just want you to get 150 plus in physics. Okay, that's all I want, okay, from you guys, so that you get a good mark, good rank, and you get your desired college. I know you are going to do very well in bio, but you have to do well in physics also. If the radius of the earth were to shrink by 1%, the mass is same, then the acceleration due to gravity on the earth's surface will be how much? Let's try to figure out. Okay, so how is acceleration due to gravity related to radius and mass? Well, there is a formula. So if you have any planet and the radius is r, the acceleration due to gravity is given by gm by r square. Interesting thing to note, this quantity is dependent on this quantity. So I have to use the knowledge of errors. This concept of errors is very important. So relative change in g will be, g is constant, even mass is same, matlab constant. So don't worry about constant. R is changing, so delta r by r is the relative error radius. The power of radius is 2, so put 2 over here. Always put the power outside. So now think about it. If the radius is changing by how much percent? 1%. By 1%, obviously delta g by g will change by 2%. But what will happen? Will it decrease or increase? If the radius, what is happening to the radius? The radius was shrinking by 1%. Okay, if the radius were to go down, then gravity, acceleration due to gravity will increase by 2%. Actually, it should have been either increase by 2% or increase by 2%, one of them. I think this option is wrong. Okay, so it should have been increase, guys. It will not decrease. Oops. Yes, Ashwin is getting it correct. Perfecto. It increases by 2%. So, guys, even if sometimes the options are wrong, you should be confident and say, sir, this option is wrong. You should have so much confidence in your knowledge, in your studies, in your method. So, yes, this is not decrease, this should be increase. Then it is fine. Why is it increase? Because you can see r is in the denominator. So if radius shrinks, denominator shrinks, ratio goes up in value. All right, moving on to the next question. Yep, so it is increased by 2%. Perfecto, perfecto. Yep, have confidence in you. Many times it happens in the books, there is something given and you feel that no, this is wrong. Guys, what do you do that time? You feel that no, what I feel is correct, books is wrong, and then you try different internet sources. One source tells you one thing, and I have seen so many funny problems where they have tried online to explain a wrong concept or explain something which is just there in the option. Just make a solution for the heck of it. Just randomly multiply by 2 or divide by 2 or just put a minus sign for the heck of it, just to get the option correct. So guys, that's very, very bad, because learning a wrong concept is more dangerous than not learning the concept at all. Yeah, so please don't do that. Okay, I've seen that. It happens. I won't name the sites, but you know it. If you search many problems, you will see one site will tell you many different answers sometimes. Okay? So be very careful. Trust trusted sources. Okay. So two wires of the same material and length, but diameters are in the ratio 1:2 and stretched by the same force. The elastic potential energy per unit volume of the wires were stretched by the same force will be in the ratio of. Let's try to figure this out. Okay, so this is a question based on solid mechanics, maybe a little bit of Newton's laws and maybe some basic maths that I might require, my skill set that would be needed. Okay, the key word here is elastic potential energy per unit volume. The energy per unit volume is also termed as the energy density, and the energy density has a symbol rho, and the formula is half stress into strain. Half times stress into strain is your energy density. Okay, is strain given or stress given? Maybe stress is given in some way. I'll tell you how. Force is same, material is same, length is also same, diameter is in some different ratio. Stress is force by area. Force is same, area is pi r square. Interesting. So radius is different, radius ratio. Okay, interesting. Strain not given. Somehow let's convert it by using some another formula. Young's modulus is stress by strain. So strain is stress by Young's modulus. Substitute this over here and see what do we get. Okay, so we have started with writing down all relevant equations. Now it's a matter of substitution. So it will be half stress into strain is again stress by Young's modulus, and I will get half and I'll also get 1 by y over here. Stress square. Stress square is this square. This whole thing square, which means f square. Okay, f square divided by pi square. R square's square is r raised to 4. R raised to 4. You want every weekend mock test, Pooja? Fine, I will try to conduct at least one mock test, every week. Don't worry. Now comes the challenging part. Here, the energy density is inversely proportional to 1 by r raised to 4. So rho 1 by rho 2 will be r2 by r1 whole raised to 4. R2 by r1 is 2 by 1 whole raised to 4. 2 raised to 4 is 16. So 16 by 1. Hence the correct answer should be option A. Yes, it is option A, Anisha, not D. Got it? Amazing, right? Cool? So many things were there. How will I think this much, Lovida? You will practice. You have to train yourself to think. If I tell you on day 1 of your training that, okay, you have to run 100 kilometers or 10 kilometers, you'll be like, sorry boss, I'm not coming. I'm sitting in my home or sleeping. But if I tell you have to run 100 meters, you'll be like, 100 meters, fine. Next day, 500 meters, okay, fine. Next week, 1 kilometer, like, okay, fine. So you need to keep pushing yourself day by day. You have to become a doctor. You have to enter into the medicine field. It's not an easy job. You have to push yourself, okay? To become an amazing, awesome doctor, it's not a joke. Obviously, wearing that, white coat and having your stethoscope and having an awesome team in an amazing hospital or doing some very cool research or doing an operation, nobody will trust you if you're not worked hard. So think about all of that and push yourself. Don't think, sir, how will I solve this in the exam? If you give up now, then you have to also forget your dreams. So remember your dreams and always try to work hard, guys. Moving on to the next question. Oh, I didn't convert diameter. Mohammed, I'll tell you one thing. What will happen if radius becomes 2 times? Diameter will also become 2 times. They are proportional to each other. So that's why I didn't bother about diameter. I know the ratio of diameters and ratio of radii is the same. So I really didn't care about the diameter part. I hope that is fine. All right. Kwanjam Hari Krishna. Okay. Yes, Sarvana, also I had the same doubt, I guess. 1 year enough. Actually, 2 years are needed. But if you want to score it in 1 year, then you have to work twice as hard as a student who is working for 2 years. Or else you are disrespecting a person or a student who is putting in that effort for 2 years, obviously. A spherical drop of water has radius of 1 millimeter, surface tension this much, difference in pressure between inside and outside is, okay. Let's see how to solve this question. First of all, the change in the or difference in the pressure between outside and inside for a drop is just given by 2s by r. That's a standard formula application which you need to do. Surface tension is 70 into 10 to the power minus 3. Radius is 1 millimeter, that means 10 to the power minus 3. Both of them get cancelled, so it will just become 140, which is option C. You will use 4S by R if this was not a drop but a bubble. Many students forget what's the formula. Was it S by R, 2S by R, 4S by R? 2S by R for drop, 4S by R for a bubble. Keep this in mind. Okay, so moving on to the next. Yep, the answer is 140 Newton per meter square. Wow, let's solve this. No, I didn't forget movement. Okay, so in a mercury thermometer, ice point is 10, steam point is 130, 40 Celsius will be how much? This is straight away scale conversion problem. So ice point, that means 0 degrees Celsius is how much over here? Ice point is marked as 10 in some wrong scale. It's a incorrect scale, think of it that way. The steam point, is it given somewhere? Steam point will be, yeah, it's 130. So 100 degrees Celsius is marked as 130. So now the question is, how much will 40 degrees Celsius be read as? So 40 degrees Celsius is how much? Okay, I'll tell you what you can do. This is little bit of simple straight line equation maths which is involved. Okay, whatever is there on the left hand side, treat it like your x, and whatever is there on the right hand side, treat it like y, and you might know an equation of a straight line. When you know 2 points, you can find the third point's coordinates. If you know 2 points on a straight line, then you can find the third point's coordinate if you know any one of the coordinate by the equation y minus y1 upon y2 minus y1 is equal to x minus x1 upon x2 minus x1. What is y? Unknown. What is y1 and y2 or x1 and x2? x1 is, one of this side, you can take the lower part. y1 is this one. This is x2, this is y2. This is 1, this is 2, this is unknown. Think of it like that. You know the lower point, you know the upper point, you want to find the point in between. Yes, the 2 point form equation. Is that clear, bacha? Is that clear, bacha lo? Okay, now try to solve this. So y I do not know. Y is this side, question mark. Okay, minus y1, that is 10, upon y2 minus y1, that is 130 minus 10 is equal to, now look at x. So x minus x1, that means 40 minus 0, upon x2 minus x1, that means 100 minus 0. Everybody clear? It's just taking 2 points, finding the third point's coordinates. This is called as the 2 point form for the straight line. Okay, so now it's just simple, y minus 10, 130 minus 10 is 120, and this is 40 divided by 100, 0 goes, 1 0 goes. So therefore, y minus 10 is 12 4s are 48. So therefore, y is equal to 58. That's the answer. Is it there somewhere? Yep, option D. Perfect, Darshini. Okay. All right, so y is found. Yep. Hello, Avni. Yes, Sonalika will be conducting JEE Advanced session very soon after your boards. That's when we'll be focusing more on advanced. Why do IIT engineers come into teaching profession? Because you enjoy the subject, you love teaching. It's just like asking some, some engineer, why do you want to study computer science, or why do you want to study, cars, or why do you want to study, rockets, or why do you want to just study electronics? It's just, every human being is different. Every human likes different things. I love teaching, I love physics, I like to interact with students, I like to teach and make sure that everybody understands and loves the subject and scores more marks and does well in life in the future. So every person has different motto and purpose in life, I would say. All right, yep. So 310 joules of heat is required to raise the temperature of 2 moles of an ideal gas at a constant pressure of from 25 to 35 degrees Celsius. How much heat will be needed for raising the temperature of the gas through same range at constant volume? Okay, so at constant pressure, we know the heat. At constant volume, we need to know what's the heat required. Is it mentioned which gas it is? Just ideal guess. I don't know whether it's mono or dia. Okay. So let's try to solve this question now. First of all, the formula. The heat supplied at constant pressure is NCP delta T. Correct? Okay. What's the heat? It's 310. So 310, number of moles 2 into Cp, I don't know whether it's mono dia, so just leave it as Cp. Delta T, I think I know it. Delta T is 35 minus 25, which is 10. Okay. So from this I know the value of Cp. I think I need to find the value of Cv because I need to find the heat required at constant volume. So think about it. Qv is NCV delta T and Cv is related to Cp by this equation. Look at this. Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Therefore, Cv, take it on the other side, is Cp minus R. Correct? So substitute it over here and see what do we get. It will be N. Instead of Cv, put it as Cp minus R into delta T. Expand the bracket. You will get N Cp delta T minus N R delta T. Now N Cp delta T I know. N Cp delta T is just Qp. Okay. So I'll just substitute the value of that. What is the value? It is 310. N is 2. R is 8.3. Delta T is nothing but 10. Come on, now do the math. 310 minus, this will be nothing but, take 10, 83 into 2, that is 166. 310 minus 166. How much is it going to be? Come on, you can do the math very easily. It has to be one of them because, come on, 10 minus 6 is 4, but it obviously can't be 384. It has to be 144. Yep, that's the answer. Perfecto. Got it, my warriors? Hello, Afzar. Option B, yes, Mohammed. Yes, it's Meier's relationship, Cp minus Cv. So the beauty of this problem was, it was not known which gas it is. So irrespective of that, you can still solve the equation because of Cp minus Cv. How do I know R value? You should by heart it. Okay. I don't know how many of you have seen that trick of how to by heart the values. And if you haven't, let me just show this to you. Please watch this video. 1 second. Guys, I don't know, you haven't checked many videos, I feel. So while you are watching this session, okay, there are many playlists out here. So I would love you to watch either the Zero to Hero series for quick revisions, one shots, etc. Even though they were conducted last year, trust me, they have amazing problems. In detailed classes of 12th standard right over here. Okay, you can see, you can click on view full playlist, you will get everything. Same thing, view full playlist for your JEE NEET studies of 11th standard. So if you click on this, you'll see all the chapters, Gauss law, magnetism, semiconductors, everything is there. Now recently only I had made a video. I don't know if it's there on the top or not. Maybe. Yes, remember in seconds thermodynamic constants. Just watch this video, okay? You can search for it or you can even watch it later on. I just showed you how to find it. All right, cool. Chalo, let's move to the next question coming up on your screen. Is IIT worth your efforts? Obviously, Hari. I mean, there is no doubt about it. Next question on your screen. You get a lot of respect, a lot of fame, a lot of self-confidence, a lot of different perspectives in life, good company, the feeling. Also, you can get a good job, good money, of course, definitely. Okay, Lovida is conducting my interview, or secret spy. Sir, how many teachers are there in Vedantu? Next question will be, sir, what is the salary of Vedantu teachers? Next question, sir, what is your next plan? All right, so fair enough. Let's move on to the next question. A string of density 7.5 grams per centimeter cube and area of cross section this much is stretched under a tension of 20 Newton. When you pluck it, the speed of the wave on that wire is. Okay, so let's try to figure this out. So what do we need to do? We have to find the speed, right? Is there a formula for speed and tension and relating to the transverse wave on a wire? I think there is. Speed is root of tension divided by mass per unit length. But the funny part is mass per unit length is not given, density is given. We know that mass per unit length is density into area of cross section. If you do not know this formula, please remember it now. Mass per unit length is density, which is kg per meter cube, into the area. You can see it dimensionally also. Okay. Now substitute the values, you will get the answer. What is the value of tension? What is the value of tension? Tension is 20 Newton. What is density? That's 7.5 grams per cc. So do not forget to convert 7.5 into 10 to the power 3 so that it becomes kg per meter cube. Area is 0.2. So 0.2 into millimeter, that is 10 to the power minus, what will it be? Minus 6. Yes, because it is millimeter square. And yep, there we go. We need to solve this. So this will be 2 into 10. And I can take probably borrow 1 0 from here. So it will become 75. 10 to the power 2. Here I borrow 1 decimal. So I take 10 to the power minus 1. 10 to the power minus 1, 10 to the power minus 6, 10 to the power minus 7. 10 to the power minus 7, 10 to the power 2 is 10 to the power 5, I believe. 2 gets cancelled. So this will become 10 to, this will become 10 to the power 4. Sorry, this was minus 5, is it? Just let's check this out. 10 to the power 2. This was 10 to the power minus 7. This was minus 5. Yeah, so this will become nothing but 10 to the power 6. Okay, because 10 to the power 5 will go on the top. This will become 10 to the power 6 divided by 75. So 10 to the power 6, the root is 10 to the power 3, and this is root 75. Root 75 is 25 into 3. Root 25 is 5. So 5 root 3. So 10 to the power 3 is 1000. 1000 divided by 5 is 200. So 200 divided by root 3. That should be the answer. Now, if you notice, option C can't be correct because 200 divided by root 3. Root 3's value only is 1.732. So obviously it can't be correct. And you can also see it will not be 40 or even 80 because 40 and 80 are 2 less. I mean, come on, 1.7 is less than 2. It's less than 2. So it has to be more than 100. So it will be 116. Just check this out. Yes, you don't even have to sit and calculate. No, Nihal, it was not C. Hana, AS, Pooja, it is not C. It is option A, bacha log. So don't have to end up calculating the exact value. Use your brains, use some manipulations, use some approximations. Hello, Roja Raji, welcome. Moving on, next question. The resistance of a metal increases when increasing the temperature because, why do you think it increases? Collisions, collisions, collisions. Number of electron density, come on. Thank you, Stravana, and I hope you enjoyed it and use it now. Yep, the answer is the collisions of the conducting electrons with the lattice consisting of the ions of the metal increases. When the collisions increase, then you will see that it will find difficult to, move around, navigate its way in that conductor. So when you increase the temperature, collisions will be more. It will be harder for the electrons to travel because they are all colliding with each other. Hence, that's the answer. Moving on to the next question. Okay, big option is the answer. Wow, nice trick, Fareen. All right. Okay, so solenoid has a length of 0.4 centimeters, radius this much, turns this much, current this much. Find the magnetic field. Question based directly. Collisions means essay, hitting. A ball collides with a bat. Two players collide, they hit. Okay, they strike each other. Okay, so let's try to solve this question. Magnetic field inside a solenoid. What's the magnetic field inside a solenoid? It's mu naught, number of turns per unit length into current. What is the value of mu naught? Standard, right? 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. What is the number of turns? 400. What is the length? What is the length? Where is the length? 0.4 centimeter converted into meter. So 0.4 into 10 to the power minus 2 into the current. What's the current? It is 5, guys. So now you just have to do this. So 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. This will, 4 5s are 20 actually. So let me just get rid of this 4 and that 5. This 4 and that 5 became 20. Okay, so here you have 4 into 10 to the power 2, and here you have 4 into 10 to the power minus 3. This 4 got cancelled. This will become 10 to the power 5, and 10 to the power minus 7 will become 10 to the power minus 2, 10 to the power minus 2, and 10 will become 10 to the power minus 1. So 2 pi into 10 to the power minus 1. So 2 pi, 2 into 3.14 into 0.1. So 2 into 3.14, 6.28. So 0.628. So is there option like that? Yep, option B is there. Option B, correct. Yep. Okay, cool. Nihal, simple. Nobody can score full marks in physics, or in fact most of the subjects in JEE Advanced. Even All India Rank 1 comes very close, maybe not exact, but not full marks. It's not a board exam. There is no strategy for scoring full marks in JEE Advanced. Okay, so it's difficult. You need to be like really crazy. It's not just about, you cannot say, sir, can Einstein get JEE Advanced full marks? It's not that, guys. You need to be very good with all the 3 subjects. You cannot just score in one subject and then leave the other subject, because JEE Advanced has cutoffs individually in all the subjects. Yep. So yeah, T means Tesla. Tesla. Everybody knows Tesla cars. Tesla was a very famous scientist, Medula Venkat Yadav. Okay, and he was very revolutionary in the scientific field. He was the one who thought about motors, transformers, even creating electricity wirelessly. So it is claimed, and if you watch history channels and watch some documentaries and some sci-fi stuff, you will realize that there are claims where he had made something called as a Tesla tower, where he could transfer electricity wirelessly without having wires in that time, 100 years back. And then it seems that it got destroyed. Nobody knows how it is being made. Imagine just having your phone, not keeping it on a wireless pad, just walking around and just it gets charged. Such awesome stuff it seems that he had made. Okay, so that's crazy. All right. Okay, so HCV, PYQ, DCP, MTG. Oh my god, that's too many books, Samrata, but still HCV, DCP or MTG. I will not put and, I will say HCV, DCP or MTG, and then PYQ. That's what the order should be. What about this question? A step down transformer has 50 turns secondary, 1000 turns primary, connected to 220 volts 1 ampere AC source. Was the output current of the transformer? Let's try to solve this. To study continuously, simple, Hari Krishna. Keep targets, like say that I won't get up, or I won't watch, or I won't drink, or I won't eat this until I complete this. Set as a small targets, then you will start enjoying it. You will feel like doing it. Okay, so the formula is N1 by N2 is V1 by V2 is equal to I2 by I1. I think we need to find output current, that means secondary current. So I2 is not known. Input current is 1 ampere. Primary has 1000 turns, so put 1000 here. Secondary has 50. You might be wondering, what is 220 doing here? It's a useless number, not needed at all. Don't bother. It's not needed. Just cancel this. Obviously, I2 is equal to, come on guys, was the answer 20 amperes? Oops, why is it not showing? Yeah, 20 amperes. Perfecto. 20 amperes. Yes, it is B, Farin. Obviously, you can see that. 20 amperes. Okay. All right. Great. So let's move on to the next question coming up on your screen, and here it is. So we have a question on electromagnetic wave. Frequency 3 megahertz passes from vacuum to some medium with, actually this should have been relative permittivity. Relative permittivity of this much. Then what option is correct? Okay, one thing we know, if medium changes, then which quantities change? Frequency is always the same, remember that. Frequency remains unchanged. Yes, probably correct. Wavelength is double and frequency becomes half. This is obviously wrong. Wavelength is half and frequency remains unchanged. Probably correct. Wavelength and frequency both remain unchanged. Probably correct. B option is obviously eliminated. Now, there is a formula in electromagnetic waves. I'm not sure if you have heard or remember it. C is 1 by root of epsilon naught mu naught. This is the formula. Now, if relative permittivity is 4, meaning the speed of light in the medium is 1 by root of relative permittivity is 4, that means 4 times of epsilon naught mu naught. So this will become 1 by 2 and this whole thing remains as it is, epsilon naught mu naught. That means it is, this thing is C, so it is C by 2. So the speed has become half and we know then the refractive index is basically 2. Now speed becomes half. And how is speed related to wavelength? C is f lambda. C became half times. Frequency did not change. So wavelength will also become half times. Hence, the correct answer should be wavelength becomes half times and frequency remains unchanged. Doubled, unchanged is wrong. Option C, Darshini. Yep, you are correct, Bacha. You are correct. This option is correct. Wavelength will become half times. Got it? Hello, Sam. Yep. So, is this clear? Farhim, I'm not sure. You guys are guessing. My God, it is like one lottery or it is like one Tukka game you guys are playing, and it is fun when you play Tukka. NEET physics questions are took from some books, or is it newly discovered questions? Good question, actually. It's definitely a combination of everything, but they won't directly take unless they are very lazy. Obviously, they will try not to match it with any book. You will not see that all the questions or even 3-4 questions are from one book. If that happens, they will be hit, okay, with a stick. Okay, why are you doing this? I remember once it happened, I think in JEE mains or something, that few questions came directly from one paper of some institute, and then everybody was like, what the hell just happened? So there was a lot of issues that happened after that. So guys, they take care that they do not pick the questions from any one particular set of book or authors or institute. Okay. Physics paper, I'm guessing it will be little bit tricky sometimes. Yeah, most of the questions will be simple, but I feel there will be some amount of trickiness which will be there. Last year also there were many tricky questions. All right, let's move to this question. Where should a person stand straight from the pole of a convex mirror of focal length this much so that the image formed becomes half of its original height? Okay, tell me one thing. Whenever you have a convex mirror, what kind of images are formed? So when you have a convex mirror, object is there, the image is always formed here. Yeah, this is object, this is image. And the image is always erect, right? So it is always erect. That means M is a positive number. Now, the magnification is half, not minus half. So therefore M is basically half. And the formula for magnification, you should know that. What's the formula for magnification? The formula is minus V by U. That's the formula. Therefore, I can say V is equal to minus U by 2. Fair enough, everyone? With me? Very good. Now, somebody is saying between focal length, between focal point and something. No, I want to know the exact position. Now the next thing that I'll use is 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. That's your mirror formula. Let's start with it. V is minus U by 2. So this will become minus U by 2 plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Okay. So therefore minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. So minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Therefore U is equal to minus F. Therefore U is equal to minus focal length is 2 meters. So minus 2 meters. So the object distance is negative 2 meters, and I believe it is option D. Yes, it is. It is option D. Application of two formulas and some concepts. Convex mirrors images are erect. so magnification is positive. So a lot of people have the doubt, sir, the image is half the original height, so is the magnification plus half or minus half? Well, now it's guaranteed that it has to be plus half. Second concept used, magnification's formula is negative V by U. From that I found the relation between image distance and object distance. Last, the third concept is the mirror formula, substituting the image distance here so that I can solve, and in a very simple way I can get the other value, which is object distance. Moving on to the next question, and here it is. Okay, in n-type semiconductor, electrons are majority charge carriers, but it does not show any negative charge. The reason is n-type, the trivalent impurities, which are doped, in semiconductors to make it extrinsic semiconductor. You see that the n-type extrinsic semiconductor is, not negatively charged. Why is it not negatively charged? No, Muhammad, maybe not. No. Okay. Don't get so scared of 2021. It's not, it's one of the toughest, but maybe not the toughest. Okay. Yes, very good. See NEET lecture. Yep. Finally, you guys get to see me in NEET lectures. That too in English. Alright. Aslam saying D. Madula saying D. NCRT saying D. Well, the correct answer is indeed D. See, a lot of people think that n-type is negative, p-type is positive. Nothing like that. See, normal silicon, okay, it has to make bonds over here, okay, and let's say you dope it with some trivalent impurity like Al, okay, and then you dope it with some pentavalent impurity like phosphorus. So when you have pentavalent impurity, there is one extra electron, and when you have a trivalent impurity, then there is one bond less which is formed. Now, a lot of people think one bond is less, so positive, one electron is more, so negative. Do not forget, even if there is one excess electron here, there is also an excess proton in the nucleus of the pentavalent impurity atom. So in this atom, there is one excess positive charge. If there is one deficient electron or there is a hole, do not forget that positive is also replaced by, there is one less positive charge in the nucleus. There is one less positive charge. So keep this in mind, guys, that the atom is neutral. So just because you see one electron free does not mean it is negative. There is one excess charge. There is one excess charge. Clear? Yep. Okay, so shall we move ahead to the next question? I think this should be the last question coming up on your screen now. Geared up? Let's see how many of you can answer the question on logic gates. And also let me know in the comment section after the video ends, how many of you were able to, at least get at least partially many of the questions, or were you like shaken up apart because you are not able to answer many questions? Because first time I'm conducting a mock test on this channel for the NEET students. So I want to know what's your feedback like, and this also tells you which all chapters you need to study, and so much work needs to be done on so many aspects and fronts, right? So many things have to be done because this is a full syllabus mock test. So, yep, let's work hard because we are going to do topic wise zero to superhero revision. Apart from that, mock test strategies, everything are going to continue. Let's do this question. Which of the following will give an output of 1? Let's try to figure this out. This is 1 and 1, not. So basically this is a NAND gate. NAND gate. 1 and 1 is 1. The not of that is 0. This one is also a NAND gate. This is also a NAND gate. Okay. 0 and 1, 0 and 1, 0. Not of that, 1. Okay. So this is 1. So most likely correct option should be C, but in the exam, let's say by chance you see that option C is correct. Will you check other options or will you move to the next question? Will you check other options because you got it by fluke? It happens that it's your luck that okay, the C, whichever option you're checking, that came out to match with whatever is the criteria. Will you check or not check? That's where you guys go wrong and you waste a lot of time. You should not check. Okay, that's where you guys are wrong. No, you're not going to check, because that is going to consume a lot of time and create a lot of confusion. Instead, you're just going to star mark it. It's just like review. This is what toppers do. Yep, this is what toppers do to save time. You will not waste a lot of time in things which you know most likely which are correct. Just put a star mark so that when you have time, you'll come back to check the options. Now, let's say you come back after some time and see the options. Fine, we can make a guess. Now, 0, this is NOR. If you notice, this is a NOR gate. 0 or 1 is 1. Negative of that is 0. 0 or 1. Okay, I think D option and B option are same. Yeah, by mistake, my bad guys, this has to be 0. Alright, so maybe the output should have been different or something, but anyways, that is still going to be 0. Now, yeah, only check it when you do not have confidence. Now, it so happens in the exam fever, no? You're like, no, maybe I only have done something wrong. Let me check. So that's why when you do it first time, do it properly. Also, many students, tell me how many of you do this. You solve a question, let's say some calculation, I don't know, let me just go over here, maybe somewhere here. Okay, maybe you do some calculation, then you feel maybe I've done something wrong, let me recheck the whole thing. You sit and recheck, again solve it, and again mark the option. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Please don't do that. You don't have time to solve it once. How do you find time to solve it twice? Yeah, please don't do that. Aarti, you have time. If you have little bit of faith or trust in me, trust me, watch my semiconductor class. It's there on the playlist. Okay? Just watch that. 2 lectures. Watch it. If you understand, good. Watch my one shot on semiconductor. Within 1 to 2 days, I will assure that most likely will end up solving problems from semiconductor. If you don't, that's another story, it's okay. But at least you tried, it will not go waste, I'll tell you. Oh, yeah, we are going to dance this year too, Hari. It's not just last year, this year also. You have to give me the opportunity, no? And we have practiced better moves to dance. Yeah, this year we want to dance in much better fashion, only when you get awesome results. We want to celebrate, we want to eat cakes, we want to dance with joy and all of those things. Yeah, definitely. Alright. Can I complete whole rotational dynamics in 3 days from start? 3 days is a little bit less. I would say give it 4 to 5 days at least. Okay. Just do that. Alright. So, we have done a lot of questions. Now guys, a lot of you might be wondering, is there a systematic revision plan at Vedantu? Yep. We have the NEET crash course with 130 classes, which has lot of quizzes, theory, practice, also motivation, strategies, and everything that you need to crack a NEET exam. In fact, thousands of students cleared NEET last year from Vedantu alone. That should give you that boost and moral support that yes, we can sit at home and give it a try. Even if you are enrolled in a coaching, I would suggest try out the crash course, maybe not for the lectures, but maybe for those topics where you need help. Like somebody was asking, sir, what about rotation? Okay, so you can take help for rotation. Assignments are there, live doubt solving is there, also test series are there. Now, like you're having fun and learning so many concepts in a mock test, imagine 20 mock tests being conducted with comparison and report cards, with time analysis and all the other analysis regarding your test performance. So that is going to boost your performance along with the assessments and assignments which are given to you. So all of this is at a very cheap price, 1,800. If you remember and if you have been on the channel for a long time, crash courses were like 10,000 rupees or 15,000 rupees. So now we have struggled, we have fought, and we are like, okay, we want to give it at a very nice, affordable price point so that every student who wants to become a doctor can make an effort, sincere effort to sit and try right from the comfort of home with the best teachers, with the best institute, which you have, you can have faith in because we have produced results. So go ahead, try it out. The link is there in the description box below. And yep, do not forget to join the Telegram channel where you are going to get the PDF. And yes, you know what to do. Go hit the subscribe and go hit the like button as well. Okay, so thank you very much for joining in. It was fabulous to have you all here. And this was me, Shreyas. I'll see you next week again for the next lecture of NEET as well as JEE. Lots of stories, lots of interesting things coming up. And sir, why are there no questions? We'll have it at different points of time, Murli. Sometimes there can be no question from one topic. It has happened, okay? All right. So let's see you again next week. Bye bye till then. Hasta la vista. This was Captain Shreyas.